Welcome Grenada, Carrico, Pity Mondic, and the rest of the world. Welcome to another Mikey Live program. I am your host, Mikey Hutchinson, and we are coming to you live from the Spice Isle of the Caribbean, that is Grenada, and we have it in abundance. We're talking about the sand, the sea, and the sun. Happy am I to be here with you for another day. We have so many things to talk about. I think what's dominating the airwaves right now, what's dominating Grenada, is a whole talk about mandatory vaccination. Today alone, there was so many different organizations and individuals talking about vaccination and mandatory vaccination. So a great deal of our program tonight will be speaking about that, and we are happy to bring the different sides and pieces together right here on Mikey Live. Now let's take a look at the headlines. In our headlines, we've got the COVID-19 update for you, Grenada's dashboard. And 48 hours quarantine for fully vaccinated travelers to Grenada. We'll talk to you more about that in a moment. Grenada to introduce that new entry requirement as of May 1st. Now, the Technical and Allied Workers Union say they continue their protest action down at the RBTT, or the former RBTT location. We'll talk about that, as well as the Public Workers Union is speaking against mandatory vaccination, as well as the Technical and Allied Workers Union and a local attorney. We will talk about that as well. La Soufrière continues to erupt. There was another explosive eruption this morning. We'll talk about that as well. Sandals Foundation to plant 10,000 trees by June of 2022 to strengthen Caribbean environmental conservation efforts. We have these and more to talk to you about when we return on tonight's Mikey Live program. Remember, this is news discussed, not told. We are looking forward to discussing these topics with you and more. We gotta let you know that the headlines was brought to you through the kind compliments of the Communal Cooperative Credit Union, the Real Value IGA Supermarket, the Housing Authority of Grenada, Digicel, Coach Grenada Limited, NAWASA, and the Ministry of Health. Thank you guys for making it possible for us to be here, you know what I mean? And of course, all the other sponsors, we appreciate you being on the program. Now, folks, we're taking our first break and come back. And for those of you who have not yet shared the program, we want to encourage you to please share the minutes. You see, when you share the minutes, that's how other people get to know that we are live. Stand by. We will be back with the news.
The Small Business Development Fund is committed to providing support for your small business in these challenging times. We've upgraded our loan resources to ensure that your small business continues to thrive. Get business loans up to $40,000 with an unsecured limit of $10,000. Small businesses in agriculture, tourism, fisheries, and agro-processing will receive our unbeatable reduced interest rate of 3%. Get financial assistance for your small business today. Contact us at 459-0773 or via email at info.sbdf@gmail.com. The Small Business Development Fund, a program from the Government of Grenada supporting small business development.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Free delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, easy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handle me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandals complex, or give them a call 440-1015 or 440-1016, or check out their website hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store now has amazing deals, special discounted prices on wedding sets, watches and selected jewelry. We sell top brand jewelry and watches like Citizen at the best price. We offer the best deals and customer service on the island. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store, located at the Esplanade Mall, St. George's, Grenada. Visit or call us today for 232-1234 or WhatsApp 533-1581. Sale is on for a limited time only.
Safe, effective COVID-19 vaccines will offer protection against the virus, helping to prevent death and serious illness. But how do they actually work? Like other vaccines, such as the flu shot, COVID-19 vaccines will be given with a needle. This triggers an immune response in the body, which is the body's natural way of defending itself. The vaccine will strengthen your immune system by training it to recognise and fight against the virus that causes COVID-19. Vaccines may contain either killed or weakened versions of the virus that causes the disease, or a small part of the virus, such as a protein. There is no risk that you will get the disease from a vaccine. When your immune system recognises this virus or parts of it in the vaccine as being foreign, it responds by creating memory cells and antibodies that will protect you against future infection or disease. As a result, you'll be less likely to have severe COVID-19 symptoms after a vaccination.
Are you prepared for the hurricane season? Do you have a plan? Remember, water is essential in any emergency plan. Determine your family's water needs. Ensure your storage containers are food grade and store at minimum 35 gallons of water per person per day for at least 1 week. Understand that your planning may be different this year because of the need to protect yourself and others from COVID-19. Take the necessary actions to ensure that your household has an adequate stored water supply should there be an interruption. Be prepared. NAWASA, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Yeah, that's right. They are committed to meeting customers' needs, they say. As we get straight into the news for tonight, again, if you're just joining us, we'd like to officially welcome you to tonight's program. Now for the news. Now, the first thing that we have for you is we got the update in terms of the COVID-19 dashboard. And from since Monday, there's been 152 more people that have taken their first jab of the AstraZeneca vaccine. This brings the number of people taking the first jab to 11,689 to date. The number of persons receiving the second dose to date is recorded as 652, which has increased by 142 since Monday. As it relates to the virus itself, Grenada still has 3 active cases, with the number still at 159 concerning the amount of positive cases identified since the first case on the 22nd of March of last year. There has been 155 total recoveries. Of the total amount of confirmed cases, 81 are said to be imported. Currently, there are 197 individuals in quarantine. Giving data on its testing program, the Ministry of Health says to date, some 26,505 rapid or PCR tests have been conducted. Okay, the Ministry of Health has received, check this out, a donation from the Republic Bank in the sum of $87,000. Huh? Huh? That's a lot of money, dog. You understand? From Republic Bank's power to make a difference investment program. Now, this is in keeping with the bank's initiative to safeguard the nation against the COVID-19 pandemic. You understand? Now, the funds were handed over to the Health Minister, Nicholas Steele, from the Managing Director of the bank, Naomi Diali. The donation will assist the ministry with its public education and awareness campaign as the country continues in its efforts to reduce the impact of the pandemic on the health and economic system. In May of 2020, Republic Bank contributed medical supplies valued at EC $108,594 to assist the ministry with relief efforts during the height of the pandemic. You understand? Now, responding to the gesture, the Health Minister, Nicholas Steele, thanked the bank for its timely contribution and commended the bank for its consistent and valuable support in various areas in I'll give the bank that piece, that decent. That's a lot of money, dog. You understand? So yeah, we are to recognize that kind of business there. Okay, we are moving on. So here, good news and thing now. Good news and thing we are coming. Now, Sandals boy Foundation, they say they are to plant 10,000 trees by June of 2022 to strengthen Caribbean environmental conservation efforts. As organizations around the world mobilize their networks to commemorate Earth Day today, Sandals Foundation, the philanthropic arm of Sandals Resorts International, is intensifying its Caribbean conservation efforts, they say, by committing to plant 10,000 trees by June of 2022. Understand? The efforts forms part of a wider Caribbean tree planting project coordinated by the Caribbean Philanthropic Alliance in collaboration with Trees That Feed Foundation, the Clinton Global Initiative, and other partners to plant 1 million trees across 14 Caribbean countries by June of next year. They say over the last 12 years, the Sandals Foundation has engaged local schools, community groups, partners, team members, travel agents, and guests to plant more than 17,000 trees across the Caribbean. You understand? So they, it's good when you could talk like that about, the corporate community and how they get involved, within the society and so on. I like that kind of vibes. You know what I mean? Anyway, lately that dog, they won't come here for that tonight. We're moving again. How we looking for time? Now, well, as we just alluded to, Grenada joined the rest of the world today in the 51st anniversary of the UN designated World Earth Day. You understand? So, yeah. All right, let's skip that. All right, good. Next story. No, we move. I find my pants falling on. Is that a good thing? Is that again small? Or my pants stretch? But I find my pants falling on. I gotta get a belt. Anyway, I see a man give a small man a small man, a younger person, maybe in their 50s, giving somebody else in their 60s some belt. In go off the other day, boy. If you see belt, no. Anyway, lady that dog. So, audio, this one is a big story. So, releasing the information today, the government of Grenada, they say that they're reducing the quarantine requirement to fully vaccinated persons entering the country. Let me drink some water in the program. Anyway. Here it is. Members of cabinet have agreed that effective May 1st of 2021, a couple of days from now, that persons providing proof of full vaccination will only be required to quarantine for up to 48 hours pending a negative result from a PCR test administered on entry. Hello? All you hear what me I say? Let me read it again. Cabinet have agreed that effective on the 1st of May, which by the way is supposed to be a holiday, persons providing proof of full vaccination will only be required to quarantine for up to 48 hours pending a negative result from a PCR test administered on entry. You get me? So then when you come, you get your PCR test one time, and then you got to go quarantine for up to 48 hours. It could be quicker than that. You know what I mean? It could be quicker than that. Travelers will still be required to provide a negative PCR test result, valid up to 72 hours prior to the start of travel. You hear me, eh? Good. An application for travel authorization must be completed prior to travel via the website travel.auth.health.gov.gd. Again, that's travel, TRAVEL.auth.health.gov.gd. I don't have to make the thing simple, man. God. Anyway. Additionally, the PCR test to be administered in Grenada must be paid for prior to this application. Payments are accepted online via the government's payment portal, pay.gov.gd. So in other words, you have to pay before they come. You understand? Because you don't come in and say, I broke. Yeah, I mean, you don't come in and land and then say, I don't have money and then ding, 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 ding. No, sir. Persons are considered fully vaccinated 2 weeks after the second dose of a two-dose vaccination or vaccine, such as the AstraZeneca, the Pfizer, or the Moderna, or 2 weeks after a single dose in the case of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Arriving passengers will not be permitted to leave quarantine until medically cleared. All right? Now, persons who are not fully vaccinated or unable to provide proof of their vaccination will be required to quarantine for up to 7 days, with a PCR test being administered on day 5. Do the math. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell said government's policies throughout the pandemic have been geared towards safeguarding the health of the population, but at the same time, these policies have remained agile enough to adapt to the changes taking place as the pandemic evolves. Right. Oh yeah. So, we will come back to that theme just now because I want to go on to another theme. All right? The theme of protest. The Technical and Allied Workers Union, they are still protesting. I think, what's about 4 weeks now, they're protesting consecutively, you know, outside the former RBTT branch. You know, and they're asking that the workers' rights be respected. You can't sell workers. The bank has been since renamed and a new owner has taken over, but operations have not been anything close to normal since the workers have been protesting. However, there seems to be a light at the end of the tunnel, and it's not a train. It may be some sort of positive result.
Well, as you recognize that the industrial action still continues, the workers are still outside. We are into the 4th week, but we have engaged over the past few days in some what I will call meaningful discussion. Correspondences have been exchanged between the banks and the union yesterday and the day before. That's yesterday, Wednesday and Tuesday, and also Monday. We held 3 days meetings with the workers, outside of what we call the protest location, to discuss certain feedback from the banks. And that's where we are right now. We have since responded to the bank yesterday, and we are waiting the feedback as we stand here now. Well, as you can recognize, the sort of protests and noise that you're hearing last week, you're not hearing it right now, and you can read into this that as I said, the parties are back on the table, right, which is a very good sign.
Thank you very much, Mr. Andre Lewis, the President General of the Technical and Allied Workers Union. He has taken the opportunity as well today to speak against what government purports to be mandatory vaccines by some private sector entities.
We have never agreed, and we have said in the past that vaccine cannot and ought not to be mandatory. What the employer should be doing is finding ways and means, together with the relevant authorities, of educating the population, not just workers, educating the population as to the benefits of the vaccine. threats will not work. Threats will not work. And so this is the advice that we are given once again. The labor movement has spoken on it before. We have addressed the matter very early, if you recall. Very, very early, we made the point that mandatory vaccine, you cannot make vaccine a condition of employment for those who are already employed. No employer or no person, no individual, no company have the right to change the conditions of employment, of any worker or group of workers, unless there is a mutual agreement to so do. It is a different discussion if you are speaking about someone who is looking to start to work with you. Then there can be a different discussion. But for people who are already working, the employer cannot legitimately change the terms and condition of employment of an existing worker. And when that worker started to work, and while that worker was working, vaccination was not a condition of employment. No. Are the benefits of the vaccine? These are the things that must be explained. And the state has a responsibility to ensure that they utilize people who are not politically tainted, because that's one of the other side. One of the other side to this is that it's quite possible that in the eyes of quite a number of citizens and certainly workers, based on what we have picked up, all depends on who are carrying the message of the vaccine. It is seen as people who support the government, right, and who support the political party that is in that forms the government.
And he says, based on the messenger, the message gets affected.
Because we are at a crucial juncture. We have the pandemic to manage. Obviously, there's a health risk. We have been, so far in Grenada, not faced with that sort of challenges that other islands are faced with, and we have done well in managing. But as we look to reopen the country, as we look to allow other people to come into the country, the possibility of exposing our citizens to more risk is greater. And therefore, this is a message that we need to send to our people. But we have to ensure that it is brought by credible people. This message has been brought by credible people. And you can't have ministers going around threatening workers, threatening people. You cannot have managers and employers going around threatening people. You're going to get resistance, and that's not what you want. What you want to do is use suasion. There are a number of workplaces that are engaged in this, There are a number of workplaces that have engaged the workers, given them an opportunity to ask questions and to have them answered by professionally qualified medical practitioners who have the respect of the population. And we have encouraged that, and we'll encourage that again.
Thank you very much. That's Mr. Andre Lewis, the President General of the Technical and Allied Workers Union. Today, the Public Workers Union also held a press conference, and of course, they also stated their position on mandatory vaccination.
All of us are living in these COVIDious times, and we are trying to coexist for the benefit of all. We know this. However, this union maintains, and I want this to be made public and known, we have a categorical stance on the rights of the individual and the rights of the worker to decide what goes in his or her body. That is fundamental, and that is sacrosanct and should be respected. Now, we are not, at this proud organization, anti-vaccine in any way, shape, or form. What we are calling for as an organization is gentle prodding, if needs be, and education. Those are the critical factors. Educate people, persuade them if needs be, but do not, under any circumstance, take away their right to decide whether they take something in their body or not. That is a fundamentally dangerous road, and we as an organization, our stance is unequivocal. It's resolute. The choice of the worker must be respected.
And of course, he alluded to the provisions of the Labor Code.
I would just like to take the opportunity to inform members of their rights. In the Labor Code, again, so it's our little Bible, under Section 2E of the Employment Act, it speaks to an employee's right to exercise or propose exercise of the right to remove himself or herself from a work situation which he or she reasonably believes presents an imminent or serious danger to life or health. What does that mean? In summary, under 76(2)(e), it gives total and unequivocal legal rights for a worker if he feels or she feels their life is in danger to remove themselves from that situation. That is very powerful. This was understood a few years ago when workers at the ministerial complex were experiencing many respiratory ailments, and this part of the law was used by the union to protect them so that they can remove themselves and make the authorities aware of the very, very grave situation. And for the most part, that aspect on that particular flow has been addressed. The Labor Code remains the same, and we will utilize that part of the law to protect our rights and our workers going forward. As far as the team is concerned, let me just say, I'm very, very happy to have a diverse team around me as the president of the Public Workers Union.
And of course, that's one of his first engagements as the president of the Workers Union, the Public Workers Union. That is Mr. Brian Grimes. A local attorney, Attorney Jerry Edwin, also is lending his voice to the conversation of mandatory vaccination. And he says, we all are looking for the same thing, but we have to be careful with how we get there and put the vaccine into perspective.
Employees in Grenada and employers are going to be looking at each other across a very bright line very soon with respect to vaccinations. We should keep uppermost in our mind that the vaccines that are in use right now to combat the COVID-19 pandemic are not licensed. They are what we call EUAs, Emergency Use Authorization, by the Federal Drug Enforcement Agency of the United States for emergency use. There is insufficient data for these drugs to be licensed for human use. But what are we to do? We're in a pandemic. We understand that there are frontline workers, high-risk workers. There's the general public. How do we navigate this very difficult issue of returning our microeconomy, our very small, very vulnerable economy, back to normal, and at the same time protect our people?
He is saying that whatever means is adopted, it must be in keeping with the rights of the workers. He says any employer who mandates that one needs to take a vaccine for continued employment will be in breach of the law.
I have been hearing utterances from government and from certain persons in the public sphere that are gung-ho about vaccinating people left and right. This is in violation of the law. We do know also, with respect to the efficacy of the vaccine, that it does not stop you from getting the virus. It merely reduces the incidence of getting the virus. Well, so does my mother's bush. So does the mask. So does social distancing. So we ought to reject in as strong terms as possible any attempts by employers to force their employees to vaccinate. If people want to vaccinate, that's their choice. But the minute we go down forced vaccinations, we are in violation of our Constitution and the human rights courts. And I know a number of us are prepared to take on these cases pro bono, because we do not believe that persons' bodies, an individual's body, is subject to invasion by the state. That does not mean we are anti-vaxxers. Of course, all of us have taken vaccines for rabies, for all kinds of communicable diseases. So we know that certain vaccines work. We also know that there are alternatives to the current vaccines which have not been licensed to beat back COVID. All we have to do is look at Taiwan, South Korea, China. Why are these countries so effective in beating back the COVID-19? North Korea, one of the poorest countries in the world. No vaccine, and per capita, less cases than Grenada without a vaccine. So the proposition that the vaccine is the only way to beat back the COVID pandemic is a fallacy.
Thank you very much, Mr. Attorney Jerry Edwin. He's also lending his voice to the debate. And of course, we are moving on. We understand that there might be some sort of protest activity happening at the compound of the St. George's University on Friday. We got one source who said that they are attempting to organize some sort of protest activity there. Well, time will tell. Folks, there was another eruption today again at the La Soufrière volcano in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and they're saying that the possibility exists that there may be more. And while it was happening, the Prime Minister, I think, was having some sort of tour to show, it was on the media, explaining some of the problems that they had to deal with. There was one video that showed there were animals, cows and so on, with nowhere to graze in the villages that are near to the volcano, because ash has covered everything. And so there were farmers who were going around just looking for a little bit of green. So on one end, you have the humanitarian crisis. You have the crisis where the Vincentians are looking for water. They're trying to get clean and drinkable water, food, toiletries. The people in the shelters, of course, the meals are not the perfect ones, because there are some people who are on specific diets or who are supposed to be on specific diets, etc. They're just trying to keep up with that. And then there are the animals. The animals, people are searching and going long distances so that their animals can graze. But here's the problem. You can walk 2 miles to get your animal to somewhere where it needs food, but guess what? You have to stay there with the animal because you leave it there and someone may just take it. Or you leave it there and its life may be in risk. So you find that people having to move around with animals. And that's the grim reality in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Life as we know it there is not a bed of roses, and it would not be for a while. And so that is why it's important for us as Grenadians who are a little more comfortable than they are now to help in whatever way that we can. I heard the Ministry of Agriculture yesterday speaking about, doing some kind of emergency planting somewhere in the, I think it's in, what's the area? In St. Andrew, anyway. You understand? Where they can see if they can plant a lot of food. No. In the event that we will have to assist St. Vincent and the Grenadines with food, with crops, and It's just tough, man. It's just tough. Anyway, so yes, I see that we are running out of time. So, all right. So, folks, permit me to take a quick break. And then immediately following the break, what we will have for you, we will have the national report, and we will also have the weather for you. And I'm not sure if I did so, but I would like to say hello to the people who are viewing the program for the first time. We want you to know that we are always appreciative of your company. So don't make it the first and the last. You must always come back with a GRL. We don't have free thing on the program. You understand? Free thing, we don't give away real free thing on the program. You understand? And if there's a job opportunity, we tell you about it as well. So for example, there's a job opportunity currently available for a driver. That driver must have a D-class driver's license. It must be experienced with handling goods. Defensive driving certificate will be an asset, but it's not a must. At least 3 years experience driving light goods truck, and you must have good communication skills and be self-motivated. Now, you have until tomorrow to submit your applications to HR@onthespotgd, that's O-N, sorry, that's HR at on, THESPOTGD.com. Tomorrow is the last for that. They say only applicants selected for interview would receive an acknowledgement. We take a break and come back with the national report and the weather. Stand by.
The Small Business Development Fund is committed to providing support for your small business in these challenging times. We've upgraded our loan resources to ensure that your small business continues to thrive. Get business loans up to $40,000 with an unsecured limit of $10,000. Small businesses in agriculture, tourism, fisheries, and agro-processing will receive our unbeatable reduced interest rate of 3%. Get financial assistance for your small business today. Contact us at 459-0773 or via email at info.sbdf@gmail.com. The Small Business Development Fund, a program from the Government of Grenada supporting small business development.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Free delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business.
For your education.
For your financial freedom.
For that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the communal. Contact us today.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, Daisy.
Yeah?
Boy, in line, boy, your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandals complex, or give them a call 440-1015 or 440-1016, or check out their website hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store now has amazing deals, special discounted prices on wedding sets, watches and selected jewelry. We sell top brand jewelry and watches like Citizen at the best price. We offer the best deals and customer service on the island. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store, located at the Esplanade Mall, St. George's, Grenada. Visit or call us today for 14-3114-232-1234 or WhatsApp 533-1581. Sale is on for a limited time only.
Ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to miss this. Sunday, May 2nd, get ready to celebrate with more cash. This time, you can win US $15,000.
$15,000?
Yes, Miguel. 15 big ones. And tickets are just $13 US. But that's not all. To top it off, we're bringing Grenada's 5-time soca monarch, the Mad Rass, Boise. Tell me why you like. Bingo.
I right up in your front door like a Jehovah.
Yes! Boise performing live on stage. This is gonna be one for the record books. Get your tickets early for only $13 US. In Grenada, tickets are available at gotovet.com or from numerous box offices island-wide and our main office on Bruce Street Mall. If you're overseas, tickets are only available at gotovet.com. Sunday, May 2nd, don't miss the 20th edition of Waggity Virtual Bingo. Get your tickets now
And join the fun and excitement online.
Are you prepared for the hurricane season? Do you have a plan? Remember, water is essential in any emergency plan. Determine your family's water needs. Ensure your storage containers are full grade and store at minimum 35 gallons of water per person per day for at least 1 week. Understand that your planning may be different this year because of the need to protect yourself and others from COVID-19. Take the necessary actions to ensure that your household has an adequate stored water supply should there be an interruption. Be prepared. NAWASA, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Anywhere at any time and have it delivered to you right here in Grenada at yogo.gd.
Ministry of Education's TVET policy review paves the way for a more competent and skilled workforce. We'll have details to this story and more in the national report. With the details to the news for Thursday, April 22nd, 2021, I am Rikisha St. Louis. Grenada moves ahead with plans to develop a national technical and vocational education and training policy following the handover on Thursday of the TVET Policy Review Report. The report will guide the planning and implementation of the training program in Grenada to foster workforce competence and development. The Ministry of Education received support from the Grenada National Training Agency and UNESCO to develop the policy review. Education and Human Resource Development Minister Honorable Emmeline Pear underscored the importance of creating an environment that guarantees greater investment in the enhancement of human resource capacity and skills development from a tender age to adulthood. According to Minister Pear, the policy report has paved the way for the establishment of centers of excellence at 2 secondary schools in the first instance, the St. Andrews Anglican Secondary and Westerhall Secondary.
We are moving aggressively, and PS is on that, to establish centers of excellence, not just for the secondary school students, but I'm sure you've heard me say this. It is a waste of our resources to close schools at 2:30. And I believe that is where we need to get our TVET program into the communities. And so we've already established arrangement with 2 secondary schools that are going to be the pilot of that initiative for a lifelong learning program with TVET.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Norman Gilbert, explained that the ministry will be working towards restructuring existing programs at the island's lone tertiary institution, T.A. Marisho Community College, to address the need for better delivery of higher level education.
T.A. Marisho Community College is currently going through a restructuring process, and definitely one of the areas that is going to be considered is the program delivery. And the delivery of program at TAMCC should not necessarily focus on level 1s and level 2s. I believe that could be done at another level, whether it should be secondary or some of our private providers. But that when a person goes to TAMCC, it should be really a tertiary higher level education, and that we expect that they should be delivering as you are requiring levels 3 and 4 and 5 for that matter. So we would have had some discussion with TAMCC on that, but we also needed to look at TAMCC's accreditation generally, because there are some concerns there as well in terms of its general program delivery. But we believe that there is a need for higher level CVQ delivery, and the TAMCC is obviously one of the avenues that we believe can provide that.
UNESCO's program specialist, Dr. Fayyal Khan, commends Grenada on its move towards the development of a more competent, certified, skilled workforce.
The importance of TVET comes to center stage as we address the challenges that COVID has posed us and the impact on the hotel industry, on small enterprises and the business sector. So TVET is going to really play a very pivotal role in the recreation and rebuilding of the education sector, and to build the resilience of the education system and also the economies in the region.
Senior community health nurse with responsibility for the expanded immunization program, Audrey Lyons, says people who have received their second dose of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine to date have experienced milder reactions when compared with the first dose. During an interview with the Government Information Service on Thursday, Nurse Lyons said the Ministry of Health has administered the second dose of the vaccine to more than 600 people.
Most of them would have said they got milder side effect after the second dose. And WHO would have recommended that persons accessing the second dose, it's between the time period 4 weeks to 12 weeks. And the side effect of the second dose for the AstraZeneca, we noticed that persons get milder side effects. More so discomfort at the injection site, and rarely they get fever. But most people reported that they got milder side effects.
She shared important tips for persons who are due for their second dose and those desirous of taking the first.
For those persons who are concerned about the second dose, where do they access the second dose? It will be accessed at the Radisson's Convention Center, or any of the health facilities, we advise that you call in advance. You can call the health facility closest to you, and so that you can register. And once they have the required amount, they will call you in for your second dose, or if desirous, your first dose.
Nurse Lyons said the WHO has advised that the vaccine is more effective if administered within a 10 to 12-week period of the first dose instead of the initial 4 to 6 weeks.
WHO recommendations for the second dose is between 4 to 12 weeks. Yes, it is advised that if you take the vaccine closer to 12 weeks, it is more effective. However, you can keep your date on your card, or you can move it to 2 weeks further down. And you can access the vaccines at any of the medical facilities or at Radisson's. On receiving the second dose, the nurse signs the card, and the card will be stamped with a Ministry of Health stamp. And we advise that you can laminate it. Presently, lamination is done at the Radisson's Convention Center. Free of cost.
The Ministry of Health also does pop-up clinics at various venues, which can be found on its Facebook page. This is the National Report. The news will continue after the break. Welcome back. The National Disaster Management Agency's Community Program Officer, Bernice Date, commends businesses and residents of Carriacou for the successful organization of a collection drive in support of the government and the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The Carriacou branch of NADMA collaborated with the Ministry of Carriacou and Petit Martinique Affairs and local government and business stakeholders to organize the drive. According to Ms. Date, the relief items include water, toiletries, and sanitary supplies.
During our water drive, which was held from the 13th and 14th of April 2021, along with the Ministry of Carriacou and Petit Martinique Affairs, we were able to collect $3,576.89 cash. Also, the Hillsborough Advent Church, that's from Mr. Jerry Emmons, and the congregation in Hillsborough also gave a contribution of $1,000. So in all, we had a contribution of $4,576.89 that we collected from Carriacou and Petit Martinique end. That money, of course, was used to purchase needed items for St. Vincent and the Grenadines, which of course included bottled water, toiletries, sanitary napkins, other supplies that was needed based on the list presented by the National Emergency Management Organization in St. Vincent and the Grenadines towards St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We have seen the humanitarian spirit here in Carriacou and Petit Martinique towards our neighboring islands, St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
She said reports from St. Vincent indicate that 90% of the water supply on the island has been restored. Therefore, the needs list has been modified to include more foodstuff and toiletries.
90% of the water supply in St. Vincent has been restored. So basically we have a change in the needs list of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. What we are actually looking for at the moment are basic supplies such as disinfectant, food. They're asking for food now. They're asking for other toiletries but not water at was much needed all year. I think they are going into the more the needs basis of food, toiletries, disinfectants, washing soaps, liquid, sanitary pads, adult pampers. These are some of the things that they are looking at now, because of course they do have a lot of people in the shelters at the moment. So whatever assistance that you can give, we are looking forward for that. We will continue and of course try and get that assistance to St. Vincent and the Grenadines for the upcoming week or so.
Finally, in the news, 3 institutions on island, the General Hospital, Mount Gay Psychiatric Hospital, and the Bele Home, were recent beneficiaries of a diaspora donation effort. Sherry Noel has more in this report.
Spice Inui Inc., a non-profit organization based in Brooklyn, New York, with a local chapter in Grenada, whose motto is "We lift each other to rise together," made presentations at 3 institutions on Tuesday, namely the pediatric unit at the General Hospital, the Mount Psychiatric Hospital, and the Bele Home. The items for the presentations were made possible through kind donations from Grenadians living in New York and other non-nationals who support the cause of Spice Inui. Prior to the presentations, Vice President Dalton Jones and Director of Operations Tarika Gay, who is presently in Grenada, highlighted the objectives of the organization on the GIS Spice Morning program.
We tried in the beginning, but it didn't work. And then after the death of Andres Judd, I think members realized that we're only here for a short time, and the least we could do is get together. So with the help and participation of you, our president, Ray Gay, decided that we're going to take it in a different direction instead of just getting together when people died. So we decided to form a SNW Spice Inui group. That was formed around June of last year. And I can say, and I will say that it is a work in progress.
You know, my husband and I talked about for many years about helping. We will visit Grenada, or we went to St. Vincent, where I'm from. And just, it started off with just a love to help children.
Okay.
And we wanted to be more involved in helping kids strive and helping the needy in a sense. And this group came along, and it was just the perfect timing, because as you can tell, I'm getting a little chills because I mean, my heart is in it.
The items were presented by Ron Joseph, Carol Gilbert, and Sherry Noel, members of the local chapter. Nurse Sylvester McLean, staff nurse at the pediatric unit, and Dr. Carol McIntosh, Director of Hospital Services, accepted on behalf of the unit, while Mr. Kester Cyrus, Health Services Administrator, received on behalf of the Mount Psychiatric Hospital.
Every single thing that comes in is very much appreciated, especially in this time for our parents, who it is so difficult for them in the sense of just raising the children and going through in this tight economic times. All things that are provided to us, we appreciate. And we always want to say thank you, and I say thank you on behalf of the Ministry of Health and Social Security through both of our ministers, Minister Honorable Nicholas Steele and Minister Honorable Delma Thomas, to say simply thank you for remembering what is going on, because it must be hard for you, because we know what is going on in New York.
We deal with mentally ill persons, and we could never have enough for them. In fact, only today I was doing a little looking at the records, and we're getting so many persons coming in within these last 2 weeks. We're wondering what's happening. So we are so happy. We are so happy for whatever we get. We are happy for it. And for sure, we'll put it into use and ensure that our patients benefit from whatever we get. So once again, I want to say thank you to Spice and we, and showing you that we'll put it into use. So the next time you're thinking about a project again, you surely think of Mungi Hospital.
Items presented to the Bele Home included a cycle, scooter, skateboard, and clothing. A 4th presentation was also made to fire victim from Waterloo St. John, Jerin Charles. For the National Report, I am Sherry Noel.
Thank you, Sherry-Ann. That story just ended the National Report for today, Thursday, April 22nd. Recapping the top story. Ministry of Education's TVET policy review paves the way for a more competent and skilled workforce. On behalf of the entire news and production team, I am Rakisha St. Louis saying thank you for joining us. Until next time.
All right, and thank you very much, Rikisha, and to everyone else at the GIS who were part of the production of the National Report. And of course, yes, we have to pick up a few people on the program, but before we do so, I would like to first, if you permit me, to take a look at the weather and see what it's like for tonight. Tonight, Thursday, Mostly fair and windy, becoming partly cloudy at times with a medium chance of few light isolated showers. Now they are saying that tonight's minimum temperature may be around the range of 24.5 degrees Celsius. Winds east-northeasterly to east-southeasterly at 15 to 25 miles per hour, gusting higher at times. Seas moderate, waves 5 to 7 feet in open waters. A small craft advisory remains in effect. And I think I just saw, while on the program, we got something about ashfall. Let's just go through that. Let's just check that out. Let's just see what it says here. Yes, so let's see. It says here that the volcano newest eruption was at 11 a.m. Volcanic ash could clouds observed in satellite imagery. All right, they say from surface to 10,000 feet. Now, in terms of the Met Office and their advisory, they say that the Met Office continues to monitor satellite imagery and analyze forecast winds to determine the likelihood of ash intrusion into Grenada. Nonetheless, the following warning has been issued, valid for today and tonight. There's a low potential for ashfall in the event of an eruption. Mariners transiting the nearby waters, you're urged to exercise caution as volcanic ash or floating volcanic debris can be, oh gosh, can be, you shouldn't be climbing chairs. So I have to put him seated here. I'm sorry. He's climbing the chair, so. All right. Yikes. Okay, yeah, I think that's my cue right there. Okay, so folks, that's it right there. And we are going to, no. And just 1 second. Okay, so folks, that's it. And we just want to say hello to a few persons on the program. I'm sorry. Okay, good. Okay, we have the usual suspects on the program. All right, so folks, just hello to everyone. Everyone first. You're shooting the people? No, don't do it. All right, so folks, I'm sorry. Just 1 second, okay? 1 second. No. Okay, so here we are. I'm really sorry.
Hi.
No. I'm not. Anyway, folks, I'm trying to get. You're not supposed to do that. Oh boy. I'm trying to get. I'm sorry. Anyway, you know what? Big up to all the usual suspects on the program. Everybody. And we're looking forward to another interesting program tomorrow, God's willing. So Shireen and Kireen and Patsy and Javar. Who else is with us? Angel, hello to you as well. Ala. Joseph is with us as well. Dolores, no Mikey, no. Dolores. Solange, no. Solange. Nova. Cassie. Sit down, no. Anyway, folks, I gotta go. All right. Take care. Have a good one. And I'm going to delete the end of the... Bye-bye. Good. We're going to delete that end of the program when it's done. Shireen and Spice Girl and Akeem. Rayburn, Nova, and everyone else. Dolores and Spice Girl and everyone else on the program. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching, and may God richly bless you and the family. In 5, 4, 3, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We all say, Ja! No! What's it? Ja! No! Take care, guys. Don't make no children. Okay? Don't make no children. Okay, something else is wrong here. Something else is wrong here, folks. I am not able to leave the program for some reason. Okay, let's see if we can sort that out. Ollie, don't make no children in here. Please. Okay, now we got it. Okay, anyway, folks, take care. All the best. Goodbye.